Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. We are certainly seeing red again, and if you know that song and that band, leave a comment in the description. That song is for my rock fans. But guys, big market correction, Bitcoin dumped, and I want to break it down and talk about, is this the end of the bull market, as some people are spreading this hype and hyperbole around it, like, oh my god, the world's coming to an end. We're going to break down with facts, not feelings, not emotions, data, trends, right? That's how we got to look at this. And I'll also have a big update here around Morgan Stanley. We're going to go through all of it. Before I get into it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, friendly reminder, I have a free weekly newsletter. Be sure to sign up, link in the description. Also, my interview with Stephen Thomas should go live tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. We talk about his Bitcoin that is inaccessible, and is there any hope for accessing it? Also, XRP, Ripple, Coil, web monetization, Interledger, and many more items. In addition, I will be interviewing Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse tomorrow. That interview should be live on Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. So smash that subscribe button with the notification bell enabled. Let's take a look at the market here. So of course we're seeing red, right? We've been pumping like crazy. We've been seeing new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Many of the alts were pumping, and then we had a huge sell-off for Bitcoin. I personally bought the dip for Bitcoin and some other altcoins, not financial or investment advice. I'm doing my own research, and I want to break down what I'm looking at. So Bitcoin at $56,000 or over $56,000. So healthy recovery here. Is looking like a recovery, but look, we could still go down. If you look at the chart here, the daily chart, you see the huge red candle, but nothing that we haven't seen before. If we go back to February, we had a huge dump like that, right? And then we had a run up, then another correction, then a run up, then another correction. This is all market cycles. This is why, my friends, for a long time, I've been telling you guys about market cycles. And if you look at this chart here from 2017, when we saw Bitcoin run up to the 19,000 or close to $20,000 price point, you had 30% drops, more than 30%, some at 38%, close to 40% drops, but then huge run-ups, right? As I've been saying in the video, not to be repetitive, but it's like a pendulum. It swings very high, right? The volatility takes us very high, but it also swings back very low, right? And takes you to the other direction. So you can't have anything go up in a straight line like that. You need healthy corrections, and especially in a market that moves this fast. Talk about the returns from just week over week, from month over month, year over year. It's crazy. No other market works like this. So you have to understand that type of volatility is going to come with this, with these price movements. So I'm not worried. I'm not saying that, I'm always transparent with you guys. If I was worried and like, you know what, hey, this worries me, I might lose my money, right? I would be upfront, but I'm not worried because I've seen this. I've been here since late 2016. I know for some of you, this is like, oh my God, what's going on? Get used to it. That's what I got to say. Now, as always, I keep it real with you guys. Will there come a point when this market hits the top and you have to really watch it, because there will be a final correction or dump that takes us into a bear market? I want to be clear about that. I'm not saying these dumps all the way up. It's gonna last forever. There's going to be a top to the market. Nobody can predict that. But this is why you have to cash out in stages on the way up and take profits, right? And I've been doing that, and I'm of course looking for $100,000 plus Bitcoin price. And I always point you guys to macro level charts like the stock to flow model. And guess what? With this correction, things are still on track. Just like the correction back in February, things are still on track. The hourly, the weekly, the daily, the monthly chart doesn't mean crap. I don't care who the technical analysis person is. This here is the actual data and trends over the past years, and it follows the Bitcoin halving cycle, the 4-year cycle, right? And you have to look at multiple factors. You have to look at the market holistically. You can't just look at technical analysis, because you will miss things like, hey, could the technical analysis people have told me that Tesla was going to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet and put a near $10,000 green candle on the chart? Hell no. right? You have to look at technical analysis, the news, the fundamentals, the macroeconomic factors, the adoption news, all of those things coupled together. So I've seen some people are spreading the FUD that Bitcoin has hit its top and the bull market's over. And most of those people are folks who are shorting Bitcoin. So they're trying to create sell pressure, or they're amateur technical analysis folks. They don't know what they're talking about. So once again, I'm not against technical analysis. I'm showing you a technical analysis chart here, but I also need to take this into consideration with other things, right? You have to look at the market holistically. That's the takeaway here. So stock to flow model, we are on track. No disruption here. Business as usual. Now another chart or metric I want to show you guys to show how corrections and cooling offs happening in bull markets. Look at the Bitcoin Relative Strength Index, the RSI. You even look at 2013, you look at 2017, which was a bit more stable. Look at the pump for Bitcoin, then the drop. Pump, drop, right? And you see that even here in the 2021 into 2022 bull run, or I should say 2020 into the 2021 bull run, and you see the drops, right? You're going to have pumps and you're going to have a cooling off period, then it's going to go up. So nothing goes up in a straight line. There will be corrections. And according to the 4-year cycle of the stock to flow model, if we're following the Bitcoin halving and the data and the historic patterns, we have ways to go. Now, once again, there will be a top. So I want to make sure I keep it balanced here. It's not going to go on forever. There will be a bear market and a correction, just like we saw in the past 2-3 years, or the past 2 cycles. So keep that in mind. And here, one trader did mention this scenario, which I don't think many people really paid attention to, even myself, where he said, scenario I'm looking for Bitcoin heading into coin listing. Take highs leading into the listing, impoverishes breakout buyers / ascending triangle traders, 70K towards the end of the week / week after. So essentially, he was saying that the Coinbase listing was going to give us that pump, take us to new all-time highs, and then we would see a dump. So he called it on April 11th, right? And then you see a pump up to 75K, which is what we've been talking about on this channel. The next target is 75K. And in yesterday's video, I talked about, there were some reports that we could see a $90,000 Bitcoin by the end of April. And I said, look, that's not likely, right? If you saw that video, I said likeliness is that we hit 70 to 75K. Now, Max Keiser, he tweeted the following: after this brief, extremely healthy correction, I'm raising my short-term Bitcoin target to $98,000. My 2021 target remains at $220,000. Now, we'll have to see if it hits that, but Max has been, just because I've been following him from a long time, I've interviewed him, and while he's a maximalist, I don't like his maximalism, the guy has been spot on many of his calls for price. I'm not saying he can predict the future, but he's seen the market. He's bought Bitcoin when it was in the dollars. So he's seen many things and he's seen the different cycles. So interesting to get his perspective. Now, I'm not taking it as a gospel here, right? I'm using it as an indicator to see what some of these OGs are thinking of. But look, he could be wrong, right? But I'm just saying he's been right a lot when it comes to Bitcoin because he's one of the OGs. Now, we are seeing, of course, institutional adoption of Bitcoin and crypto. And Morgan Stanley confirms wealth management clients have access to 2 crypto funds. So that's great. Now it's only 2, but I'm sure they're going to expand eventually because Goldman Sachs is here and all the other big players. So in its first quarter earnings call, the $4 trillion wealth management firm CFO Jonathan Pruzan said the bank is allowing qualified investors to gain access to 2 passive funds. As we see interest, we'll work with regulators to provide services we think are appropriate, Pruzan said of its crypto services. CNBC reported in March that Morgan Stanley funds are open to individual investors with at least $2 million or investment firms with at least $5 million. The bank put a cap on Bitcoin investments, only allowing individual investors to put 2.5% of their net worth into the asset. 2 of the funds are from Galaxy Digital, so Mike Novogratz, and the other is a joint effort from FS Investments and NYDIG, according to the CNBC report. So great to see these firms continue to expand their footprint in crypto. And I think we're going to see this grow, and more hedge funds are going to come in. One thing I'm waiting to see, I think I tweeted about it, or I should say multiple things I'm waiting to see. Venmo adding crypto trading because PayPal said this was going to happen in Q2. In addition, Facebook launching their digital currency, and I'm waiting to see if Ray Dalio, who runs the world's largest hedge fund, if he's going to take a position in Bitcoin. We've seen him sort of warm up to Bitcoin, right? Change his tune. So be patient, and once again, look at everything in the market, right? Not just technical analysis, not just the news, not just the fundamentals, not just the macroeconomic factors of money printing and inflation, but look at all of these factors together. And remember the stock to flow model, the macro level charts here. This is what you need to pay attention to, right? Because this is not using feelings or emotions. This is how the data, the trends played out and the different cycles and the mathematical formula of the halving built into Bitcoin with natural scarcity. Now, obviously, the market is more than Bitcoin, but I think 90% of the time, the altcoins follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin dumps, the altcoins dump, right? Bitcoin pumps, then you have alt season. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's not about your emotions or your biases. This is about the data and the trends and the facts. So hope you guys understand that. And I reiterated a lot of these points. I know some of you OGs that are watching the channel like, oh, I already know that. But this is mostly for the new folks who are panicking. I see a lot of panicking and worrying. So don't panic, guys. Market cycles, study the charts, study the macro level charts, understand the halving cycles and what's going on. And once again, go ahead, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you got the notification bell enabled. I got some big interviews lined up for you guys. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.